Hey, how's it going? I'm excited because today you and I are going to be taking care of a long-awaited request. We're finally going to be unboxing the Ninja Combi all-in-one multi-cooker. It's going to be fun to find out exactly what you get in the box. So you ready? Let's get into this. This is the Ninja Combi all-in-one multi-cooker. Here's a rendering of it doing its thing. There's a claim here that you never have to boil water for rice and pasta, never have to defrost your proteins, never end up with a pile of dishes, and never have to use multiple appliances. At the bottom is a list of a whole bunch of things you can do, including combination cooking, a simulated stovetop, multi-cooker, regular oven features, and an air fryer. Also, the Combi claims to be able to do family-sized meals in 15 minutes. Right here is a short explanation about how the machine works. The air fryer uses rapid cyclonic air surrounding the food for all-around crisping. In other words, it air fries. You've got hyper steam, so I guess steaming is a part of the cooking in this, which is a welcome feature. And by using those technologies, you're supposed to be able to get juicy insides with crispy outsides 50% faster than you would in a wall oven. That's a lot of claims that this thing is making. You got a mode switch on the top. You got a non-stick crisper plate, and I bet you when I open this box up, it's not going to tell me what that's made out of either, because that's what Ninja kinda does for some reason. It comes with a bake tray, a Combi cooker pan. Also, it's got a nice big screen on it. That's a welcome thing because a lot of Ninja devices have sort of an abridged screen on it. It's a little bit hard to navigate. So hopefully that's better. Another interesting thing is that the door is designed to be left open during certain types of cooking. That's kind of a first for me. It sounds a little bit inconvenient, but if it does the job, it does the job, right? Lastly, we get a recipe guide as well, and if you know me, then you know that I really like these books. What do you say we get this thing open? Alright, like I mention all the time with these unboxing videos, I don't unbox these ahead of time. I'm doing it in real time while I'm recording this video. And that is because I want to be able to experience this stuff the same way you would if you were to buy this thing. That way, if you don't want to buy it, you can have that fun unboxing Christmas time experience without having to put down any dough. Sound good? That's what I thought. This is turned the wrong way, so I'll flip this around. And right here are some colorful examples of some of the things you can make with the Combi, including a warning not to put this on a hot stove top. That's pretty sad because usually these warnings get onto the boxes due to people doing that exact thing. Okay, got some literature on the top. Wow, this thing's beat up. Anyway, this teaches you how to do a Combi meal, and that has everything to do with the Combi setting on the machine. Basically, you can make it do all sorts of different functions at the same time back to back, and this kind of runs you through some of the things that you can do with that. Picking a base, picking your vegetables, picking a protein, and getting cooking. Kind of sounds like you're going to Chipotle or something, doesn't it? On the back, we got a quick start guide. This is an extreme quick start guide because it doesn't really tell you anything other than some real basic information. Anyway, you'll probably look at this once. Alright, next we have the actual user guide. First page has got your safety instructions. Probably want to read that. But for now, we'll skip it. What's the worst that could happen? Over here we got some information on the opening of the door, which I guess is more complicated than other doors. Information about the control panel, some of the parts and accessories, and a pretty good guide as to what all of the functions of the Combi do. Make sure you keep this thing someplace safe just in case. Okay, this is the Ninja Combi Inspiration Guide, which is their recipe book. Ninja always includes these with their machines. I like them very much. Yes, you can go online to figure out different things that you can make with these machines, but I like these booklets. I always have, and I always will, because I am old. And I was born at a time before the internet was a thing, so I'll always appreciate these things. But you can see there's lots of really good information on different types of things you can put in here. And the best part about having a recipe guide like this is that you can flip through it and you can find things that you might want to make that you didn't think you'd want to. Like the spinach and cheddar quiche. I wouldn't normally be thinking about making a quiche, but seeing how delicious this looks right here, I might try it. These things are like gold, don't lose them. I have every one of these inspiration guides from every one of my Ninja products that I've ever gotten. And by using them, you're kind of going to expand your culinary appreciation just a little bit. Okay, what do we got here? This looks like the roasting pan. Pretty solid. It's got a non-stick coating on this. Kind of looks like a ceramic coating to me. We'll have to look in the book and see if they specify what it is, but if it's like other Ninja products, they will make this a mystery and I'll have to do a whole bunch of research to find out what it is. If it's any consolation though, most of their recent products have all been nano ceramic. Okay. And we got our big ass oven. Doesn't look like there's anything else in the box, so let's get this guy out of here. We'll take that off first. Heavy. All right. Set that down. Hey, this thing looks pretty cool. Let's get all this tape and stuff off of here. It's all this matte gray plastic, which is good because it's not going to collect fingerprints or anything. The stainless steel portions are just thin pieces of stainless steel that overlay the plastic structure. So it's not going to be super strong like a full stainless steel thing would be, but it's also not going to be expensive like that either. This big thing on the top here is the vent. Right here is a manual function switch on the top. You've got this upright setting, which is for the combi cooker. And if you pull this down like this, then it puts the machine into air fry / stovetop mode. This has got a rectangular shape to it. Nothing really sticks out very far, which is good. So if you want to get measurements on this, it is exactly 13 inches tall, right to the top of your vent. As far as width, we are 15.5 inches. And the depth is a little bit trickier because it does stick out a little bit in the back. That would be 15 inches, almost exactly from the very back to the flat part of your control panel right here. Turning this thing around, let's see, anything special? Yeah, pretty boring there. Nothing going on in the back. And nothing going on right there. You do have a vent right here on the side though, so you don't want this being too close to stuff on the right side of the machine either. We can even see right here that we got the heat warning molded right into the plastic, so be careful with that. The cable on this is right around 3 feet long, so it's not super long, but it's not super short either. So that's okay. We got some more ventilation on the bottom, which is good. And you probably can't see right here, but this is a 120 volt machine and has a maximum power output of 1750 watts. All the controls on this are right on the front, and it's kind of integrated into the handle right here. So that's kind of an interesting way of doing this. There's not too many other machines that I could think of that have that built right into that front door, but it might look kind of funny, but honestly, it's kind of a genius way to design this because you don't have the extra space being taken up by the control panel up on top or on the front. So it does give this machine the ability to come in a little bit smaller. Okay, opening this up. Got a drip tray down here at the bottom. So if you get moisture in here, you're probably gonna have to sop it up with paper towels or something. Let's take this out. That is just packing material. Okay, and then we've got the inner cooking pot right here. Let's see. Again, we have the non-stick tray right here. And again, I'm gonna have to check really quickly and see if I can figure out what this is made out of. Maybe we'll see there's measurements right on the back of it that are etched right in, so you don't have to worry about those wearing off or anything. Right here we have our non-stick crisper plate, probably the same coating once again, and it's got some silicone nubs here so it doesn't scratch the interior of the pan whenever it's sitting in it. And then if you can see inside the machine, it looks like we got a stainless steel interior. Okay, so the way this goes together is the crisping plate fits into this guy. This can fit on this lower tray right here. When this slides in, it pushes that button down right there so the machine knows it's in there. And then this other pan can fit right on top like that. Let's plug this in and check out the functions. All right, all plugged in, ready to go, and I did get a chance to check on these surfaces for you. The baking pan here is enamel coated, so it's technically not a non-stick surface, even though these enamel coatings are pretty non-stick anyway. And both the pan down here and the crisper plate are both coated with nano ceramic. That means they are non-Teflon and they are PTFE free. One note to Ninja Kitchen, which I've made several times, is please put that information in your manuals and or on the box. The nano ceramic coating is a big deal. Just about everybody prefers it. Nobody wants Teflon, and there's no reason why that can't be on the box or in the user manuals or both. You'd think you would just do it because it is a good selling point for these things. You'll probably sell more of them, and whoever's in charge of your marketing department over there needs to take that into consideration. Anyway, let's look at the control panel. Up top, you have a temperature/shade button, meaning that you can change the temperature with this or how dark this thing is going to toast, because it does have a toast function. Right here, you have buttons for time/slices. This will change how long everything cooks, and it'll also change the number of slices of bread you have in there if you're using the toast function as well. These two buttons change the function. This is the power button. That is the internal light, and a start and stop button. Okay, once I turn that on, let's see if we can turn the light on and off. There's a light in there. Not super bright. Doesn't really have to be though, so not that big a deal. Now this is on, you can see that the temperature is blinking, so I can change that here. And if I play with the time buttons, it'll switch over to that. Let me change that in minutes. Right here, it's highlighted that we're on air fry and stovetop mode. That has everything to do with the switch on the top. If I switch it back over here, it's gonna flip over to the other side. So if I'm just changing functions, I can't use any of the functions over here if that combi switch is up. Just like if I have it down over here, I can't change anything beyond what I have over here. If we're doing the combi cooker mode, we can do combi meals, combi crisp, combi bake. If we go down here, we have steam. Then we have proofing if you're gonna make your own dough or something. And then we have a rice pasta setting down on the bottom. If I hit the slice button here, I can change that between pasta and rice. You can tell that because it says pasta there and rice there. Genius, huh? If we flip over to the other function, now we've got our air fry mode, the bake, the broil, a pizza mode, the toasting mode, which switches us over to medium. So right here, we can change the number of slices. This will take up to a maximum of 4 slices of bread. And this would change the shade. So it's just light, medium, and dark. I kind of thought that there would be more, but okay. Okay, then we got the sear and saute. We got a slow cooker mode, and that's just a high and low setting. Pretty typical for a slow cooker. And then we have sous vide down here at the bottom. Probably you'll never use the sous vide. Almost nobody does. I don't like the sous vide. I hate it. I just don't like the way food tastes coming out of sous vide. Basically, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of boiling stuff in a bag. That's super simplified and doesn't really do the sous vide cooking method justice, but I guess it is what it is. Other than that, that's all of the functions that we have on this machine. It's very, very simple. So what we're gonna do next is a quick air frying test. So put this up over here. And at the same time, once I start that, we're gonna do a little bit of a sound check as well. All right, so we're gonna pop that open and get this sucker ready. I don't know, I don't really like the way that swings open. It's kind of like you can over-swing the door and break that hinge if you want to. This actually moves a little bit if you overdo it on the door. I don't know, I don't really like that very much, but probably fine. And we're gonna air fry some Arby's curly fries. This is just over a pound of French fries. So just looking at that, they do fit this tray pretty good, but we probably will have to shake it up a little bit part of the way through just to make sure that everything cooks evenly. So we'll put this right back in here. Close that up. We are gonna set this to 360 degrees, and we're gonna set the timer for 15 minutes. Now all we gotta do is start her up, and as long as this is cooking, we can do our little sound check. It got up to about 59 decibels, that's not bad at all. Anyway, now we wait. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Okay, our air fry is all done. You can see there's an awful lot of steam coming up out of here. That's not really smoke per se, it is steam. But I was worried about it a little bit because earlier while I was cooking, there was an awful lot of it coming out. So I did get a little scared that it might set off a smoke alarm or something, but since it's just steam, no big deal. Anyway, let's check out our fries. Okay, and these, pretty good, but they could be crunchier. You know, we're gonna put this in for a few more minutes just to see if we can get this a little bit better, because that right there is kind of like in and out fry, not crunchy. What? We'll give it like 3 more minutes. Okay, 4 minutes later, let's try this again. Oh yeah, that's better. Nice and crunchy. Cooked all the way through. Way better result. Can't wait to try more stuff in this. The Ninja Combi has a long list of things that it can do and a whole lot of appliances that it supposedly can replace. If it does a good job on even half of the stuff it can make, then it's still going to be a fantastic deal. Over the next week or two, I'm going to be running this thing through a whole bunch of tests, and when I have enough information, I'll be back with a full product review. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Ninja Combi, I do have an Amazon affiliate link for it down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay 1 cent. Really quickly, I'd like to acknowledge all of our channel members right here. I really appreciate you and thank you for helping to support the channel. If you like this video but the Ninja Combi just doesn't seem like it's going to be your cup of tea, I do have a cool playlist right here that shows you all of the different multi-cookers that I've unboxed and reviewed over the years. If you check that out, you just might find something else that tickles your fancy. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.